Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady and welcome to today's Whips, Bits and Chat. Now come on, let's go and see what I got for you today. Be warned, it was a little bit busy this week. Right, so let's get on with this week's videos and I'll tell you what came out just in case you missed them. Of course, the first one out this week was on Tuesday. It was the Stitch Week, week 22, and it is the Tunisian, I can't pronounce it, interlace, or the Tunisian one, that's the squares, that looks really cute. He's worked on the corner to corner to give us the squares and it looks like this. There we go. Focusing camera. Or was it that way? There we go. But yeah, it looks like this, and don't be worried about it. It is really easy, and you also don't need a special hook for this one. You just need to make sure that your hook has a decent size shaft on it. So something like that, one of the Old Faithfuls, something like this. Or of course like the one that I use in the tutorial. I wouldn't bring one to the channel and say to you it's easy if it wasn't. If it's complicated, I soon tell you, look gang, I found this complicated. But in regards to this one, once you get it into your head about where the hook goes to pull up the yarns and how you remove it from the hook again, you're going to be like la 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 la. And I know this for a fact because when I first did this and I made the blanket that's in the background, of course, of the Stitcher Weeks, I'd only been crocheting for 3 months and most of my projects had been amigurumi up to that point. So if this girl could do it back then, you guys will easily be able to do it. So the link for that video, of course, is up here in the I button. Then I came back and annoyed you for a live, and we had a cheeky visit from Liam at the end. He came in, he said hello, but I was quite shocked he didn't headbutt the door and let himself in, knowing full well that there was treats on the table for him, especially for lives. And then I finally did it. I shouted it out. We have got a new pattern, and the new pattern is this one here that's not in shot properly because I forgot to close the blind. This one here, I'll stick it on. Oh, hats don't suit me. But this is the new Pride bucket hat. It can be worn, of course, like this, or in my favourite, like that with some plaits. So this is the Pride bucket hat. Now a video for this will be coming out in a few weeks' time. But if you are desperate to get your hands on it now, because of course this month is a Pride month, you can grab the pattern over on the Ravelry shop. There'll be a link up here in the I button, and there'll definitely be a link to the Ravelry shop on the end screen. But if you want to get it now, there's also the link, of course, in the description box down below. Okay, now this one doesn't actually take a great deal of yarn to do, and it is really quite simple because I've broken it down into stages for you on the written pattern, and the written pattern also contains links to the video that will come up later on in the month, and what else was I? Yeah, links to the tutorial on how to do the squares here, and yeah, really lovely and easy. The reason I've done it like that is because I think it's only fair that if you're purchasing the pattern, you get a bit of extra for free. So the bit of extra is the early access to the videos, basically. Alright, rather than you just coughing up and paying for a pattern and going, ah, like I normally do. Right, so that was the pattern release, and of course, as I said, that is the Pride bucket hat. And if you are able to purchase the pattern at the moment, remember there is a 10% discount on all the patterns over on Ravelry, not just the one. Okay, so to gain your 10% off, make sure that you add the code either Queen or Queen 10 to the little section when you go to purchase. Okay, that way it will be added on for you. Now, I didn't think ahead when I did my discount code this week or this month. The reason I used the word Queen was because, of course, when I announced it, it was Jubilee weekend and that was all there was to it. It was Jubilee weekend, let's celebrate the Queen. But of course, I've now realised that that also has connotations within in the LGBTQ community. Sorry, I'm not very good with letters, but yeah, I can understand that sometimes Queen can be seen as a derogatory term. Please don't think it is. It wasn't meant that way, and my uncle said I'm perfectly fine. And by the way, he'll be getting that hat and he's going to his marches. So if my uncle says I'm safe, I should be all right. So please don't think that the code is a derogatory code this week. It isn't, or this month it isn't. It's just Angie being Angie and not thinking ahead. And then the next video up was a book review, and it was the Big Book of Weekend Crochet by Hilary. I can't think of a name, and I haven't got the book to hand because at this point in time I've decided I'm not coughing up anymore for books. Apart from, of course, my Christmas magazine subscription that I've got, I'm actually going to the library and I'm borrowing books and I'm having a look and I'm showing you, and then I can take them back. It means then I've got more room for yarn and less room for books. Bonus! And if I want to get my hands on it again, of course, I know exactly which one it is because I can watch my own videos back to find the pattern that I'm after and then go to the library and grab the book out again. So, to be honest, that is a real... I've just put that in there, that if you have the access to libraries in your country, over here in the UK we do, and I know a couple of other countries also have libraries, lending libraries or online libraries or something like that, always sign up. You never know, it's a really cool and free way of getting your hands on patterns, having a look at them, making something, and then if you're like me especially, I only want to make it the once. I don't want to do 50 million of them unless they're poppies. So of course, for me this is ideal because I can make it and then I can hand it back. Right, so let's go through the background. It's a little bit of a cheeky one here. We have got, of course, our old penguin C2C. Written pattern is on Ravelry, and also there is a free tutorial video already on the channel. We have got here, and this one is our cheeky fairy wine box cover. The pattern for that one is over on Ravelry, and not a pattern out on the channel for this one yet. There is also a Father Christmas version of this that is out on the channel. No information on that one. That is our gorgeous Courtney at Fiberfox Studios. That is her basic pattern, and then I turned it into a bag. Didn't bother writing that down, did I? I'm a bit daft. Right, and then of course our this is a shawl, not a dress or a top, which some of us thought it was, and to be honest I think the pattern looks really cool like that. But this one is, oh, I had it and it's gone out of my head again. The channel is It's Crochet O'Clock, but that's where they got the video tutorial. It is an old one, so you are going to have to go searching for it a little bit, unless I remember and put the the link in the description box down below. And the pattern was made and written out by Pippi Poppycock. Sorry, and my old cat had a very similar name and her nickname sounded very much like Pippi Poppycock. Yeah, so that's where you can get the pattern for this one. Now this is actually shorter and doesn't have the thrill on, not the thrill, but the bits on the end that you're meant to have, because I ran out of yarn. That's only got 10 rows, it should be 13. And I love the pattern. I think it's really easy to make up. You just take it in stages, gang. Honestly, just take it in stages. And so, as I said, the links to both of those will be down below. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm mumbling a little bit. I'm not cutting out as much as I normally do. I'm just trying to get this video out to you because today my brain is on turbo shutdown. There's a big fat reason for that. I decided to take Liam for a walk. Weather was beautiful this morning. I'm taking this off, doing my, it's making me brain hot, gang. Yeah, I took Liam out for a walk this morning, and I managed to get him over to the local field. And I say managed to because for me, taking him for any length of walk at the moment is very challenging with my sciatica and all the other medical issues, all the extra boring stuff that I'm not bringing onto the channel. But so I managed to get him over to Jenny's, and we came across a black and white collie, and this dog's about 11 months old, and it's a zoomer. It likes running, it likes chasing, it likes being chased. It wore Liam out. Yes, I have never come across a dog before that has actually managed to wear him out. It wore him out to the point he looked at the dog, he said, "Thank you, I'm going over here for a minute, give me 5." He went over to somewhere else, had a bit of a sniff, I called him back, he had a fuss, and then he went off and played a bit more. We were only over there for about half an hour, and the poor old boy's been laying in the lounge sparko for about 3 hours. It's been brilliant. I was able to crochet. Well, I thought I would be. I'm making another one of these hats, but in very similar colours to that, so blue and white. These aren't the right ones, they're Aldi. No, the ones I'm using, the yarn I'm using is of course the Plateau Everyday DK. But yeah, as I was saying, I sat down to do that, and I can't count to 10 at the moment, and I remember the pattern sequence, although I've got it written in front of me. So my memory's on turbo shutdown, and the problem is I sat down and then realised it's Friday, and I record my Whip Smiths and Chat on a Sunday, so I come in, so this is probably garbled and probably won't make it to the channel, but if it does, there's going to be lots of muck-ups in it. Apologies, but I just haven't got the brain power to sit and cut it all out at the moment. Right, the reason, to my gorgeous old crazies, the reason I've just repeated about all the stuff in the background is because we've had an influx of new crazies that have joined the channel. Welcome in, everybody. I hope that you like the content that is on the channel. Have a nose, have an explore. There'll be, at the end of this video, there's going to be a couple of boxes that pop up that will take you to different playlists if you have got the time to go and explore some more. I got to talk to our cheeky Louisa from the Secret Yarn Stash this morning, and she said to remind you guys that if you are in the UK and you're looking to purchase a yarn, to make sure that you jump down and use the affiliated link down below and pop over to her site, which is the Secret Yarn Stash, where at the moment she's got a load of beautiful sales on, and the yarn over there is a lot cheaper than what you can pick it up elsewhere. So much so that she has got a really cool discount at the moment on the Stylecraft Special DK, where you can purchase, if you choose to, 20 balls of the Stylecraft Special DK in any of the colours that she's still got to hand, and you'll just be paying £25. That is ridiculously cheap for Stylecraft Special DK. I'll let you do the math on that. Normally she sells it for £1.95 a ball, so on average everywhere else is what, £2.20 now. So even if you just want to stock up on yarn for that certain blanket that's made by another channel, you could always run over to her. Just use that link down below. It doesn't cost you anything to use the link, it just gets you there a little bit quicker. But if you do purchase through her, it means that I do get a little bit of a kickback. It's not a great deal, but over time it does add up. Last year I was really lucky. Everybody that used it helped me collect enough points to purchase enough yarn to make last year's 1000 poppies, and I forgot to mention that to everybody, so thank you ever so much to everybody that used that link last year. That got the 1000 pop and the yarn for the 1000 poppies. And to the new crazies that don't know what the 1000 poppies are, I crochet little poppy brooches. I haven't got one to hand at the moment, but little crochet poppy brooches that I donate to my local Royal British Legion for them to sell on their tables, and during the 10 days where they do their collection each year. I also man the tables as well during that time in November, end of December, beginning of November, and those brooches are ever so popular, and they do take a while to do, and each one has 8 ends in it that need to be sewn in, which is why I say quite a lot I hate ends, because I've done the challenge a couple of years going now, and in total I'm up to 2,600 of these brooches made. Each one takes 20 minutes. So it is quite a challenge in itself to get those done. This year I don't plan to make a full 1,000 if I get round to it. Fingers crossed I do. If I get round to it, I'm hoping to get around 400 done so that I can bring my total up to 3,000 in 4 years, which would be really, really nice. If you like the sound of that pattern, that one is actually free over on the Ravelry shop in written form. And there's also a tutorial on the channel. It is #01. Yeah, because it was the very first pattern that ever came out on the channel. So have a nose at that one as well. The link to that will be in the description box down below. But getting back, because I've veered off, getting back to our gorgeous secret yarn stash, as I said, she's got the Stylecraft up on special at the moment. She's got a couple of other beautiful yarns. I don't want to spoil it for you. Go and have a nose, you'll be impressed. And she's also she's also said that she's got enough of the everyday DK in the 100 gram balls for you to make the hat if you chose to do so. If you bought it in the 100 gram balls, you'll get at least 4 hats, at least, possibly 5. I don't know, I haven't done the math myself on how much yarn is used, but you'll definitely get 4 out if you have purchased the full colour set from her. Of course you can use other yarns, it's just that's the yarn that I've used and I like it, so I'm going to keep using it because it's cheap as chips. What is it, 120 a ball at the moment? She still hasn't put her prices up. She is insane, absolutely and utterly insane. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you that has purchased a pattern over the time since I opened up the shop. So far though, I must admit, I am in shock because the Pride Bucket hat is my most popular pattern so far, with 7 sales. But in regards to my most popular one, it has to be my freebie, which is the Poppy Brooch Challenge 2021 with 223 downloads. Whoa, that's gone really well. Now is the bit of the video that I really love making. It is time to show off your photographs of the items that you've made using the patterns either on the channel or over in the Ravelry shop. So if you've made something, send in a picture so I can show it off and see it, of course, because you know it's the whole reason for the channel is that you guys make the stuff and I get to see it. Right, come on, let's go and see who sent what this week. So I absolutely love the colour choices that you've made with this square, showing how it can be done with 3 colours and not just the 2 like the video shows. And here is a collection of photographs from our Sabrina Manager. Now she was playing catch up because she had a couple of other things come on to her hook that she needed to complete first. So she's played catch up on a stitch a week, and she has also started another Diddy baby blanket. She says she actually likes this pattern. I'm quite chuffed. So let's go and have a nose at the colours that she has chosen for this week's Stitch Week, and of course that Diddy baby blanket. Right, so a little extra thing is you may notice in the next couple of weeks that the background on some of my tutorials may be a little bit shaky. That is not because I keep bashing the camera, it's the other way around actually. Where my back was playing me up, I needed to do some tutorials, and sitting here was actually causing me discomfort because I have to bend to look around the camera. So I thought, I've had enough of this. Got my camera, got my little laptop that was dead, so I had to charge it. I had to get hubby to completely wipe it because I hadn't used it for such a long time that I'd forgotten the passcode to get in. So he wiped it, set all the programs I needed onto it, and I've actually had my camera hanging off my side table over my lap. Okay, and what I've done is I've got a cushion and I put it on my knee, and then I've got a bit of board that I've put on top of the cushion, and then the blanket. So it means then that I can sit really comfortably in the chair and crochet away. I was thinking of calling it crochet from the sofa. Was it crochet from the sofa? But it's been going around my head for ages. I keep giggling about it. But basically what it meant was that the camera was sitting in a beautiful position for me to be able to record and actually see what I was doing. So much so I had to actually slow down my normal crochet speed so that I knew that anyone that was trying the stitches for the first time would be able to follow along. But it also means I don't have to do as much editing by adding ×2 because it turns out I can crochet fast when I've not got the camera blocking my view. So I'm going to keep doing this approach for the next few weeks for the stitch a week, because it does make it a lot easier. You may hear giggles in my tone and other bits and pieces in the background, but I will try to keep the noise in the background to a minimum. The giggles will be because Liam's doing something daft in the lounge. But other than that, that's my new place to record my little stitch a weeks, because they are small and easily manageable. Oh, it's going to be fun. I'll be able to get more than 2 out in a week now. Well, no I won't. I'll be able to record 2 a week, but I'm only giving you 1. I'm not going that crazy. No chance. But yeah, so that is why the background may be a little bit wobbly. It's just where I'm sort of flexing a leg muscle or something underneath without realising. Oh, I nearly missed out the story of the tutorial and the hat pattern. Oh, it was horrendous. My brain really wasn't in gear. What it was I created the tutorial the same time as I wrote up the pattern. I was just recording it, and I thought, well, I can cut out what I don't need if I make a mistake and all this sort of stuff. So I recorded quite a lot of it in the bright colours, and then I wrote the pattern out properly, or started writing the pattern out properly. Then I started making it up again in the blue to check that the pattern was correct, like the blue and the white, to make sure the pattern was correct. Which it was, so I was super chuffed. Well, before I can put the pattern out for sale, because I've got links that I like to link back to the videos, I needed to make sure that that video was finished. So the other day I was sitting in the lounge recording it, and hubby was meant to be going to work. Okay, meant to be going to work, I'll put it like that. He was meant to be going to work, and I've set up expecting him to be like, see you later love, I'm off to work. But he didn't, right? Instead, all of a sudden, I've heard ring, ring, ring on his tablet, or on his computer, I should say. And I hear a, all right, bro. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's talking to his brother, who lives in Australia. I still think my husband thinks that he has to shout for his brother to hear him, because he had his earphones on, and these are noise cancelling headphones. Okay, so he's got these noise cancelling headphones on, and he's chatting away. I can hear every word he's saying as if I was sitting next to him. So I was like, right, okay, I'll pause my filming because it's just going to be easier, because I'm being distracted by what they're saying and I want to be nosy. So I go in, say hello to big bro, and have a bit of a chat with him, and then I say to the boys, right, I'm going off to film, can you keep the volume down please? So hubby says, yeah, not a problem. So I close the door to his office and I go back into the lounge, which is on the other side of the room, the house, to his office, and started the row that I was doing, or started the section that I was doing, and all of a sudden my husband starts laughing. Dirty laugh. He's got absolutely gorgeous dirty laugh, but this laugh starts coming over, and I'm thinking, well, if the camera's picked it up, I can't use that section. So I've paused my recording, I've listened, I can hear husband's dirty laugh, and no, I'm not sharing it with you, it's my dirty laugh. Right, So I was like, okay, wait for him to calm down. There'll be a bit where my brother-in-law will speak, and that'll be when I can talk as well. So I wait and wait and wait, and then boom, click record, say the bit I need to say, or nearly get to it before the husband says something else that I can't leave in. And it was slap bang in the middle of me actually saying stitch counts, so it couldn't be wiped out in editing. So I was like, right, pause, start again, rip it back, try again. That row took 6 attempts, and I got interrupted by my husband, and then finally he stops the call with his friend, with his brother, and I'm like, right, brilliant, because I want to get this done, because in one of the towns close to where I live, there's a town called Tewkesbury, and this year Tewkesbury was the start of the brand new women's cycle race that's going to be held every year, and it goes all over the country. It's a massive cycle race, and I thought, right, what I can do is I can get an hour's recording in beforehand, and then I can travel into Tewkesbury and I can record the start of it to show you all, and then I can jump in my car, go to the end of it, which is in at Gloucester Docks. Beautiful place to have a look around. At some point I will get there to show you, and but I was planning to go there, catch the end of the race, and then show you around Gloucester Docks, because it's beautiful. But I didn't notice how much time had slipped away while I was sitting there rocking in my chair going, shut up, let me finish. Right, so, and all of a sudden I've heard this almighty cheer, because I've got my back door open, I've got an almighty cheer, I can hear helicopters, I can hear everything, and it turns out they changed some of the route to go and it went past the road that my estate butts onto, and I could hear all the kids cheering from the local schools, and of course I had the police cars and everything start, like at the beginning where they were closing the road, so it was the police cars, then the cheering, then the helicopter, then some more cheering. I assume that's where the bikes tipped up when the bikes turned up, and then I heard all the patter of feet running back to the local school, and I'm just like, okay, so I can't use that bit either. So it was hectic filming, but I managed to get it done, and I was so impressed. I came in here, loaded up all the files, put the video together, and then it was time to collapse it down so that I could then put it on to YouTube. It took an hour and a half, and I had to leave it running while I went to pick up my daughter from school, and when I came back it was playing through. So I thought, yes, brilliant, lovely. Start uploading it on YouTube. I've written all of the majority of all the timestamps, and the way I do that is while it's uploading I go to the video and I can see where my cuts are, so it's easier for me to then see where the timestamp is. Then I find halfway through the video there was a bit I needed to remove that I'd missed, so that's right, take it off YouTube, come back into the editing suite, remove that bit, set it going again so it can squidge down. Hour and a half later, upload it to Facebook, rewrite out all the timestamps, because stupidly I didn't think about cutting and pasting and storing elsewhere. So got 2/3 of the way through then, and then I realised that a bit of a voiceover that I'd done on the later part of the video was in the wrong spot, because I'd cut it, it had moved the voiceover further along. Take it back off YouTube, come back into editing suite and move it all over, put it in the right spot, squish it back down, wait another hour and a half, and then upload it. It finally gets uploaded, it finally has all its timestamps, and it's finally ready to go. So at that point I can then copy the URL and stick it into the written pattern. Yes, written pattern was finally done. It was then the written pattern was then saved as the PDF that you guys get your hands on if you purchase it. I could then upload it. So then I uploaded it. I went over to Ravelry, uploaded the file, wrote out all the gumph for that as well. So I'm like, brilliant, it's all done. Then I record a video in here going, it's done, which you guys all got to see earlier on in the week. Brill. That's then up. And then I'm like, right, I'm tired. I think I'll go to bed. And then I get a gorgeous message from one of my beautiful crazies going, Ange, your discount link don't work. I'm like, no! So again, back into Ravelry I go, sort out the discount code, make sure it works. Yes, it works. Yay! First pattern sale just before I went to bed. I was so chuffed. But what should have only taken me an hour and a half first thing in the morning ended up taking the rest of the day, basically, into the evening. It was one of them, if it was gonna happen, it was gonna happen. But I thought I would tell you because I thought it would make you laugh, so don't feel guilty about laughing, especially if you are laughing at the moment. And if you're not, rewind it back. Now safe in the knowledge that you can giggle at it. And I'm quite shocked I've still got hair left on my head. Talking of that little setup, I'm going to head off now and have a nose through my many lists of different crochet stitches and see what I can choose for next week. Because I haven't got next week's done yet. I've got week 25 done. That one is going to be amazing, and I'm really hoping you guys all like that one. Some of you are going to curse at me, some of you are going to swear, and some of you are going to tell me off for being downright evil. But it isn't. It's lovely, it's easy, and easy to do. But I'm just going to wind you up and leave you with that today. Week 25 is going to be a cool one, and it's not just one that will be you'd be able to use for a stitch a week. You'll be able to use it for a lot of other things. I'm leaving now before I spoil it. I'll see you all soon. So if you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now, everybody. Right, so let's get on with the video. Brain, Ange, brain.